Here is my 2 cents worth energy read for the month of January 2024. When I lean into the energy for this month, I get a real feeling here that we're in a preparation phase. That this month's energy is really about preparing for the journey ahead. When I say the journey ahead, not only the month ahead, but really this year. There's a real feeling here that as we've made this crossover from 2023 into 2024, for me personally, I'm feeling the freshness of that energy. I'm really feeling that this year is filled with some potential. There's some really good energy in 2024. I really love to know if you're sensing that and feeling that. Like, I'm literally excited for this year. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it just does feel like a year that has so much potential. And when I say potential, the feeling that I'm really getting for the year ahead is that really for many of us, we're going to be able to make some really big changes. And I want to do this with my hands. I've got this kind of like boom, boom, boom energy as if we're kind of like not just sort of ticking away at things, but somewhere along the way through this year, we're going to make some like big changes, these fundamental, foundational changes. Like, this year feels to me too, like as we go into it, we're really at a point for many of us, like really, 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 really ready to leave behind our own BS. 2023, we kind of, we're navigating a lot of that. We were, in the muck of it quite a lot. And it feels like it was really for us to just get very clear on, the things like our thoughts, beliefs, fears, stories that were holding us back, getting in our way, and really was a chance for us to be really, really intimate with those things, to be like, okay, here's how I hold myself back. Here's how I get in my own way. This is what it's like when I'm in resistance. And even in the leaning into it, it feels like it was really part of the journey for us in 2023 to get so fed up with that come this year, we're just like, I'm done with that. So a lot of the energy I'm feeling for 2024 is that this is a bit more of a no BS year, and that we've really got this clear understanding of our own ways of getting in our own way, that we're just like, I'm not going to do that this year, or at least I'm really, really wanting to leave that in 2023. And we just had enough of our own shit, and it's like, yeah, no, enough is enough. That it's a go time now. That's really the energy of this year. It's go time. It's time. It's time. It's time. I'm just looking at some notes that I wrote down here. It really does feel like there aren't any questions that we have anymore. There might be a few questions, but we've asked enough questions in 2023. And we really kind of got ourselves to a point of like, all right, I know what I know, and it's enough. Very much what came out of December. We have enough. Wherever we are right now is enough to get us going. And so many of us are like, yes, let's do this. So that energy is really what we're leading into the year with, this like, let's do it energy. And personally for me, that feels super exciting. And it really does feel for me that 2024 has been this real uplift, which even as I say that, feels like, this is a potential for us to lean into, that even maybe if it's this month, it's this changing over of the year, there is this uplift of energy that if we so choose to tune into that, we can ride that. We can kind of like jump on that wave. We can be aware of how we're feeling that in our own lives, or just aware of the fact that it's actually happening and there is this uplift of energy, and tune into that and be like, okay, am I ready to go? And in that's what January really feels like. January to me, as I looked into and felt into the energy for the month, feels like preparation. I sat to think about this, or I leaned into it a little bit before, and I was like, geez, not much is happening this month, but it just feels like it's prep phase. It feels like I get this sort of image of us really, really packing our bags. This was a scene that we had also in December of taking out of the backpack the things we didn't need to carry with us. To me, that really is this BS stuff that I talked about going, from 2023, how we did things, and kind of like the of it all. We're really, really leaving that behind. And January really feels like the month where we're really kind of shedding a bit more of that. It's kind of, as I say that, it's like, having lots of showers. Maybe literally we want to have a lot of showers and be very conscious of releasing, whatever energy, thoughts, beliefs, stories, friends, clothing, old food in your fridge, whatever it is. This is the month for really lightening that load in all of the aspects of who we are, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical. And it also feels like a planning month. So it's like I get the image of us like getting the map out and then just looking at where am I going to kind of start this journey. This is not about knowing the full picture. It's really just about going, okay, great. Here's the energy that I've got rising for me. As we step into 2024, I'm going to rise with that by getting my plans sorted, or at least by starting to really think about, okay, where am I going? What am I going to do? And just a very short-term picture. When I say that, I'm kind of thinking like, get really clear on the next 3-4 months, and that is not to say that you have every single step laid out for what that's going to look like. You are simply going, okay, here's the direction I'm pointing myself in. What do I need to kind of get going on that direction? Knowing that, as you start out on that path, you're going to realize you need extra tools. You need extra things in the bag that you didn't realize, because then you're in the process of following that path, and just trust that you will find them along the way. And that's the learning of the journey. And also you'll realize that some of the things you brought with you, that's just a heavy weight in the bag and you'll be able to put it down. So this sort of feeling like January is the prep month, getting clear on your vision, not too long term. Of course, as we said in December, there is this sense that there is somewhere we are heading. But for now, I really want you to focus on, or the energy feels like it's just kind of like getting clear on 3-4 months. What do I want to bring into life? Where am I going? What are the bigger pieces of that, so that I can slowly start to figure out the smaller parts of it. And what do I need? I keep getting the image of like a compass and a water bottle and a backpack and stuff, but translate that for yourself into what is it, the particular journey that you're going on. Could that be, outlining your next course? Is that signing up for some kind of program that you've had your eye on? What is it that you're really looking to achieve this year? When I even say that, I really want you to lean into, a great dose, or a really big dose of discernment when you're choosing who you really want to have, who you really want to work with, and who you really want to learn from, if that's something that you're following. There is something really important, as I say that, around trusting the energy you feel around a person that you're wishing to, learn from, engage with, co-create with, whatever it is, that it's a really good energetic match. Because if it is, it really feels like this is going to, I just want to do this with my hands, right? So I've completed a full circle here. It's like, if you can find the right person to be guiding you at this stage in your life, if that's what you're looking for, not all of us will be doing that. Really, really use a healthy dose of discernment, trusting your body, trusting your intuition, that it is an aligned match. Because if it is, I'm going to show you this hand symbol. That looks awesome, right? It's a match. It's a very strong match. And even when I put my hands there, if you want to try it out for yourself, feel the energy of that. That feels really powerful. And when I say that, what really comes to mind, excuse my dog barking, it just feels like if you can find that right kind of teacher, it's going to, I want to say the word catapult, but it's not catapult, because that's that kind of action. It's just going to really, I don't know, I feel it here, really bring things to the surface, really feels like really solid foundation of growth that you're probably going to be engaging in. So that's something to consider if study or something of that kind is on your radar for your path ahead. Let me see if there's anything else here that I want to share on the month ahead for January. When I lean into that question, I just kind of get this sort of voice in the back of my head saying, you know, make sure you keep it light and fun. Keep it light and fun. Like, this doesn't have to be serious. This isn't a, Mount Everest expedition. Your life is not at risk here if you don't have the oxygen bottles. But it's just really about, this gets to be fun. This gets to be exciting. It gets to be light. It gets to be playful. So if you feel like you're getting yourself stressed out by making plans, then I want you to tap into the fun of that and, redirect into a way of how can this be playful and fun? So keep that energy in the way that you're working with January to prepare for whatever it is that's coming in February. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that energy with you at the end of the month. I would love to hear if any of what I shared with you resonates. And if you're feeling indeed this uplift, this sort of rising of energy as we've stepped into 2024, and what it is that you're feeling like you're really being called to. What is that one thing that you maybe found that clarity for in December that you're really going to be giving your focus to this year for 2024? Thank you so much for watching. Sending you so much love.